Hey guys, Ben here and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about Superman Lois. We got a bunch of Q&A questions that you guys have sent in. Also, we got an update in regards to what's going on with the Superman Lois set up in Vancouver now that Superman Lois has finished filming. So if you do go on to enjoy the video, please be sure to leave a like and a comment and subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any future videos later this year. Okay, so we've been kind of on a news break from Superman Lois since Comic-Con because they released so much. We had the poster, we had the teaser trailer, the trailer, and then we also had a sneak peek. It all came in like a period of maybe a week and a half, and it was just absolutely crazy. And since then, we've had radio silence, absolutely nothing, because they just went full out for Comic-Con and just before it. And so expect more Superman Lois related news, sneak peeks, interviews to come out in the next month or so as we head towards October. We are heading towards the start of September. It's the 20th of August when I'm recording this video. So we are approaching October in a couple of months. So they're definitely going to ramp up things. But I wanted to do a Q&A video asking some of you guys some of your thoughts and opinions, and you've sent in questions to do with the DCU, to do with Superman Lois, and we're going to answer some of them. But first things first, let's talk a little bit about what they've done with the set up in Vancouver. So obviously for a while now, Superman Lois has been finished, and it's been rumored that a big TV show with a lot of pedigree would be replacing Superman Lois and using that set up in Vancouver. Well, we've got the official news that that set, which is currently being worked on right now, is the new set for The Last of Us. So when the new Last of Us season comes out, let's all have a good look and try and recognize the set. I think it's going to be very recognizable. They're going to change, you know, all the Smallville stuff, and they'll put other stuff on the windows and, you know, the shop banners and stuff like that. But the architecture will remain the same, apart from if they CGI in anything. Obviously, Last of Us is a big budget TV show, so they definitely have the budget to make it look a bit different than it is in real life. But it is very exciting because this is a huge show, and at least the Superman Lois set of Smallville lives on. And Bitsy has actually been talking about this for quite a long time because they heard about it a while ago whilst they were actually still filming, because obviously the people who own the lot and the whole town that they designed for filming wanted to continue getting the money in and find a suitable replacement for Superman Lois, since it is obviously not continuing. So let's get into the Q&A section of this video. The first question comes from Cosmin on YouTube, who asks, do you think we will finally get a good adaptation of the Red Daughter storyline in the DCU? It's got a couple of other questions, but we're going to answer this one first. So we saw Red Daughter in Supergirl. That was a decent storyline. However, it was very rushed. It was in the back half of season 4. She was teased at the end of season 3 of Supergirl, but Melissa didn't get too much time to fully play out the Red Daughter storyline. However, it was good in the short period of time that we had it. So could they do it in the DCU? I'm going to say it's more likely to do probably Red Sun, just because it's a bigger comic book storyline, and Red Daughter is a lesser known, and obviously it's Supergirl related. Even though they're doing Supergirl, they're going to try and focus on their main story first, and it's more likely that after the Superman film, then it comes Supergirl, and then maybe it could be a sequel of the Superman film that could do a Red Sun storyline. That's just my opinion on that. And the next question is, what's your favorite Superman villain? I guess my favorite Superman villain of all time is probably Brainiac or Lex Luthor. It's one of those two. But the next question that Cosmin asks is, do you think James Gunn will make the Arrowverse canon to the DCU? So obviously you've had Deadpool recently, where they just made the Fox side of things canon to the MCU. So is that precedent for anything? Well, I'm not sure, because already the DCEU was canon with the Arrowverse, just because Ezra's Flash showed up in Crisis on Infinite Earths, but sadly no Arrowverse actors or Arrowverse characters showed up in the DCEU, so you know, it's still kind of up in the air, but it's a whole multiverse thing. And right now, I'm not sure if James is going to focus on trying to make different parts of DC canon, because I think he's going to want to contain things. He's wanting to make the DCU separate. Yes, he is taking bits and pieces from the DCEU, like the Peacemaker characters, like the Suicide Squad characters, but he is not going to be continuing that version of the Justice League. It's not going to be all the same characters. I reckon there's going to be some big retcons, because they are essentially creating a new universe. So bringing in the Arrowverse, making it canon, is not a priority. It could happen further along down the line as things start to expand and they start to be bolder and bigger with their storylines. You can definitely bring back Arrowverse actors, Arrowverse characters to make it canon to the DCU if you think that's a way that you can get fans engaged in what they are doing. Yeah, for sure, but not for now, guys. So let's move on to the next question. This comes from Lightning Bolt on YouTube. Lightning Bolt says, "Hey Ben, do you think Clark will get a new suit towards the end of the movie or later on in the DCU?" So we've seen the Superman suit. It looks great. And there's been two versions we've seen. We've seen a destroyed, tattered, beaten up version of the suit. That is obviously after he's been in a massive battle during the Superman film. And I believe you're going to see that suit pretty much throughout the whole film. I would be surprised if they would change it, because they've worked a lot on this. Obviously, it was a big debate going into Superman. What type of Superman suit are they going to be doing? Is he going to have the classic look, or is it going to be more of like a Henry Cavill, Tyler version of the suit where it's a bit more modernized? Well, they've gone more comic booky, and I think they're going to stick with that. So yeah, my opinion, Lightning Bolt, is I don't think Clark will get a new suit towards the end of the film. But if we're talking Superman Lois, there is definitely a chance that we could get a suit change this season, because the suit that Tyler is wearing at the start when he is killed in the Death of Superman storyline, you saw it in the trailer, you saw it in the sneak peek. His suit is absolutely destroyed. It is torn to bits. His cape is floating in space after he is killed by Doomsday, and so there is no way that they're going to be able to use that suit again. They're going to have to create a whole new suit for when Superman returns from the dead. And just continuing on with the Superman Lois side of things, I believe we might get a black suit Superman if they want to go comic book accurate. However, there is always a chance that they think about the continuity and be like, why does he have a Superman suit that is black? Maybe he can find it in the fortress. That's probably the best way to do it. That's kind of what Henry Cavill did in Superman. So I'm not sure about that, but they're definitely going to have to create a new suit for Tyler in Superman Lois, and I hope it's actually a little bit different, just to get a new final suit for this revamped version of Superman who is back from the dead. It's the final season. Surely you gotta go big. Obviously, we've seen some behind the scenes photos of Tyler in the Superman costume, and potentially it could just be a few little details which Bitsy has actually teased that fans should be on the lookout for a few changes. So I don't think it's going to be like a wholesale change for Tyler Superman and Superman Lois. It will probably just be a few little changes here and there as they recreate the suit. So staying on the Superman Lois theme, Summer Star on YouTube asks, with season 4 being so short, do you think we'll get any kind of closure on that academy where Tag was sent in previous seasons and was sent to become a weapon for the United States? There are no superheroes except Superman, but they do appear to be superpowered soldiers, which we've previously seen, and that's the academy that Tag is at. And they put brackets, I just think it would be interesting if Jordan had to come face to face with that reality. So I think, in all honesty, season 4 is so short, as you say, and I don't think they'll have time to give closure to all those storylines. The Academy storyline with Tag sadly isn't a main storyline. It isn't directly linked to anyone apart from maybe Superman, because he obviously was aware of that academy and the trainees that they were taken in. And Tag was a fairly big character during a couple of episodes in Superman Lois's past. So I think with the short season, we're definitely not going to have enough time to go back into that. Plus also they have big budget concerns, and they brought in all of the X series regulars for as many episodes as they can. And I think bringing in Tag might be just like one step too far, because he's not that necessary to the story. But let's move on to the final question of today's video. This is from Qatar on YouTube, who asks, do you think Clark will be actually revived in season 4, or will he permanently stay dead and his appearances are just in flashbacks? So we know we're getting a lot of flashbacks this season. That's been confirmed at Comic-Con. That is just a way that they're going to fill in the gaps and keep giving us Tyler content and Clark and Superman footage on screen during those episodes when he is actually absent. My theory right now is he's probably going to be back in about episode 3 or episode 4 at the absolute latest, because at the end of the day, he is the co-lead of the show alongside Lois. So having Superman dead for the whole season would be absolutely stupid in my opinion. So I do think he will be revived probably around episode 3 or episode 4. I can see it being the ending cliffhanger of episode 3, and then he fully returns in episode 4, wearing the black suit or not, he will return in my opinion. And so I don't think he will permanently stay dead, but we will get those flashbacks in those early episodes. So thank you guys so much for sending in all the questions. Let's do another Q&A video very soon. I'm gonna put up a new post on the community tab. Go comment under that new post, and please be specific with your questions. Like those last couple of questions are really good, to do with Superman, Lois, to do with the final season, what you specifically want to see, and also what you think they could actually tackle in this season. Whether it be a theory like, will they introduce Superwoman in the final season? Or will Superboy become actual Superboy? Will he get a suit with the House of L symbol? Please ask questions like that, because that can obviously give me a lot more ideas about what to talk about. So let's keep doing these Q&A videos to do with Superman, Lois, to do with the DCU, whilst there is not a lot of news. So go over to my community tab and comment under there with any of your theories or topics you want me to talk about. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please be sure to leave a like and a comment. It would really help this video get out there. Also subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any future videos. But for now, you can click on the top right corner of the screen to watch my latest video, and I'll catch you guys later. Goodbye.